Next, Collins, you got a season win total for us.
I actually have a division winner.
Division winner.
I'm sorry,
That's right. No.
So we're looking at the AL Central. The three team. This is the second tightest division in Major League Baseball this year. Obviously, the tightest division is the NL East with the Braves, Mets, and Phillies. This is the second tightest in my mind. So at the top, you've got, in no particular order, you've got the Guardians who won it last year, the White Sox, and the Twins. The Twins added a lot of pieces to a troublesome starting rotation last year. They added Kenta Maeda. They added Pablo Lopez. They still have Sonny Gray. They still have Tyler Mahle. And I'm blanking on the other one that
we got Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan, and on the IR injured list will be Chris Paddock.
Okay, so even that, if they get Paddock back, that's 6 really good starters. I think you see maybe Maeda move to the bullpen. It's going to be interesting to see how they shake that up. But the offense is going to run through Byron Buxton. If Byron Buxton can stay healthy, this is a dangerous team. They have Carlos Correa. They added Joey Gallo, Max Kepler They have really good pieces in this lineup. Jorge Polanco is going to anchor the middle infield. This is a really good team. I do see the White Sox struggling again this year. I think they've fallen back down to earth. The Guardians, I don't think this lineup is going to do the same thing they did last year. I just don't see it happen. I think it was almost a fluke the way they played last year. They won games in just weird situations where they could just choke and poke and put a ball in the gap and win a game in extra innings. I like this Twins team. They're going to go as far as Byron Buxton can take them, but as far as the division's concerned, the value is on the Twins. The Twins to win the division at plus 150 that to me is almost gold. I love that.
All right, Collins here on the Twins to win the division here, plus 150. Remember, the Twins was one of those high-scoring teams. You saw them at the top of the leaderboards last year in hitting, but it was the pitching that was terrible last year. Pablo Lopez in there, Joe Ryan, Gray, Mahle, who I really liked last year at the trading deadline. I thought Mahle was some guy who was really pitching well and was one of those under the radar guys, and I like the fact that Minnesota picked them up, and I think it does add strength to them. Paddock is a guy that can help them. Also, it's the bullpen's going to have to help because the bullpen was a sieve at times last year. But again, when you look at Cleveland, remember, Cleveland dominated the division last year. If you go back and look at divisional records, they just beat up the AL Central last year. And I think that the Twins have the possibility of doing that too. And of course, recently we just saw their ace for the Guardians going to be missed the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah, and that's only going to help this Twins lineup that can absolutely hammer pitching, like you said. The Guardians did really well in the division. Outside of the division, they played about as well as you think they would. So when you you put the rotation together for the Twins, which was really the only big piece to your team last year that was killing you, was when you turned it over to the bullpen, you were already down 4 runs. You can't. That's not sustainable baseball. I tell people all the time, you need to play towards the controllable variables. The Twins last year played towards the uncontrollable. They played themselves into situations that were uncontrollable. This team is very good, though. Byron Buxton, as I've mentioned, I think he's a long shot at AL MVP at plus 4,000, but I think you take a dime on it because he's that good of a player. He's genuinely I'm not gonna say a Mike Trout caliber player, but he's very similar to a Ronald Acuna. He's got speed. He can glove it in center. He can hit for power, and he hits for contact. If he can stay healthy, which is why I think this Twins team struggled last year because he was hurt, if he can stay healthy, he can ride the ship with this team, and they can go a very long way in October baseball.
Yeah, for the Guardians, it's debatable. I wouldn't say he's the ace. Probably number 2 guy behind Bieber would be Tristan McKenzie, the youngster there. Tristan McKenzie kind of grew up there with this team. Had that 2 years ago, came in as a rookie, highly touted, had a tough start. They sent him down. When he came back, he was a different guy, and it was McKenzie who really pitched well down the stretch for the Guardians last year.
Yeah, I loved betting on McKenzie his first year. I loved betting on him last year. I just don't know if this Guardians lineup can continue on that stretch they continued on last year. And you know this as well as anybody, Tony. Baseball's all about the hot hand. Yeah. If you got the hot hand, you stay hot. When you cool off, the young kids are the ones that can't ride the ship because they've never had to. That's what I'm looking at with this Guardians team. They never had that real fall off last year. If they have that fall off, can they ride the ship because they are so young?
Yeah, it's still Bieber, Quantrill, Savali, Plesac, and it looks like Hunter Gaddis will be the guy because Morrison, McKenzie are out. And those teams that win those one run decisions, sometimes it comes back the other way. And we saw that with the Giants. The Giants had that 1 year where they're winning these games 2-1, 3-2, and we saw what happened to them over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I was actually thinking about the Diamondbacks and Giants in the NL West today. If you look at the odds, from my book, I had the Diamondbacks at plus 2,200 and the Giants at plus 1,600. You're only getting 600-point differential. Usually you're seeing 2,000 points between the Giants and Diamondbacks. I think a lot of people are thinking the Diamondbacks can be third in that division. Maybe they can play themselves into a wild card. And it sounds crazy, but they're a really good team.
Yeah, D-backs will be a team to keep an eye on. Of course, to the Dodgers, we see a big fall off. I think their season win total was 91. They were in the hundreds last year, so there's a lot of turnover with that team. Not a lot of signings because they're kind of going with the youngsters. Of course, the word out here is they're trying to put together a deal for Ohtani next year. And Ohtani's already I think he's already talked about wanting to play the market to see what the market will offer him. We'll see how the Angels, what they do this season. But I think the word out here is that the Dodgers will put together a package to try to get to Ohtani. Also, interesting to note, Urias on a contract here. We'll see how this all runs out. But again, that starting lineup is good. They added J.D. Martinez to that lineup, but they did lose some folks there. And they lost Trey Turner, and they lose Gordon Lux to injury. So we'll see how they roll up there. But anyway, Collins here, Twins to win the division plus a 150. That's from Collins Brown. All right, Collins. We got our 4-pack in. Why don't you give them a recap of the plays here for Thursday's action?
Yeah, so we started off with Braves National, yes run first inning plus 100, and Braves to score in the first inning at plus 185. We took the Orioles to win in this divisional matchup on opening day at plus 105. We took the Phillies against DeGrom to go ahead and win this one in 9 at plus 115, and then just a little flavor to add something to add a little something extra to the pot. We went ahead and took the Twins to win the division at plus 150. All 4 of these plays I like a lot, but man, it's hard not to look at that Twins to win the division and just smile a little bit because you got it at plus money.
Yeah, you knew they had the lineup last year. You just saw that, right? They got the hitting, and if the pitching just couldn't come through for them, but they addressed that. Twins to win the division plus 150. All right, Collins, we'll put up a record here showing great results here in the NBA as we're just starting a brand new season in Major League Baseball. What are we going to have over at Tony'sPicks.com here as we open up baseball here on Thursday? A couple NBA as well.
I'm going to try and keep myself calm. I'm just going to tell it to you like that because Lord knows me, I'm going to throw out 15 plays tomorrow, and I'm just going to be willing to ride or die on every last one of them. So I'm going to try and keep myself down and try and play it even keel and actually try and pick my spots and select a few, but I'm chomping at the bit. I can't lie. I am chomping at the bit to get ready for this baseball season. I've been prepping for like a month. I love it. I love this time of year.
Yeah, excellent time of year there, guys. So get on board with Collins Brown. You see the great results there here in the NBA, and get on board with Collins over at Tony'sPicks.com. Just click the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, and you'll land right on Collins' page. When you see him amongst the handicappers, you'll scroll down and you'll see all his pick offerings here. He'll be ready to rock and roll here for Thursday's action here in Major League Baseball season opener here. Openers for all teams on Thursday, as well as NBA in action. Of course, head into the Final Four on Saturday, even NIT finals here on Thursday as well. So go ahead and get signed up with Collins Brown. Remember that promo code at checkout, Tony T at checkout, and that will save you 20% off all pre and pick packages. You can access Collins' page. Click the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab. Go ahead and get signed up. All right, Collins, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you very soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you very much.
Got you as well. Collins Brown here on our show, guys. We'll talk soon.